America, a bunch of my guy friends, they complain about Valentine's Day. It's so commercialized. It's just for flower companies to make more money and greeting. And it's like, dude, it's not for you. It's for her. It's for the girl. So once you sort of get that, then I think it's really sweet, you know. And why shouldn't there be at least one day where it's all about telling somebody how much they mean to you? You know, you should be doing it every day. And it's also easy to be romantic when you have the most awesome wife. And I have the most awesome wife. I've written quite a few songs about Cynthia. Right Here Waiting, Now and Forever, This I Promise You. Not Should Have Known Better. No, it's just like me. It was just like when I was a kid, my parents never pushed me into music, but once I showed my interest in it, they were really supportive, and same with me. I mean, I would have been happier if my sons had gotten into law or medicine or, you know, anything but music, because it's really hard, and it seems to get harder every time, every day. But they love music, so I mean, my wife and I are really supportive of what they do, and sometimes they come to me for advice, and sometimes they just do their own thing, and I'm always there to help in any way I can. But no, I didn't ever push them into music at all. Do you remember all the nights we spent in silence? Well, they're all really musical. They all love music, and they're all really good singers. I mean, really good singers and good musicians. But they're very much their own people. I mean, they're the kind of music that they're into and the kind of music that they like, their personalities, they're very unique. They're their own guys. I mean, there are things about all of them that, you know, you could say, oh, that reminds me of me. There are a lot of things that remind me of my wife. But they're really strong individual young men. So they have their own personalities, they have their own musical identities, and they're at that age now where they're starting to head down whatever path they're going to head down. But it's still really early. I mean, my oldest son is an incredible singer-songwriter, but he's already sort of taken a detour into dance music, and he's DJing and he's remixing and he's doing dubstep remixes of people's stuff. And I mean, he only started to get into dance music a couple of years ago. So, you know, he went from being, I'm going to be a rock singer-songwriter to I'm not going to do that now. And he might come back to it and he might not, you know. My middle son, all he thought about was being a musician, and then he got into acting, and that he's having success. I mean, he's been on some television series, and he's really more of an actor. So you never know. Well, Christmas has always been a huge deal when I was growing up. My mom always decorated our house. She was really into Christmas. So I grew up with a great love of all the decorations and all that. And last year we did an EP, just 5 songs. I loved doing it so much that I thought, you know, I want to do a whole album. And so with the exception of a couple of songs, the whole Christmas album was done live. The idea was to go into, well, I did it in Nashville because I love the symphony players in Nashville are the best in the world. And I've done a lot of work with them over the years. So we had the orchestra players in one room and the band in another room, and I stood in the vocal booth, and we did the whole thing live. And so we would just do the song a couple times and we picked the best performance. That's the way, you know, Sinatra used to do it, and Dean Martin and Elvis, and so nobody does that anymore. Nobody records live anymore. So it was really exciting. I mean, I had my headphones and I could hear all the orchestra playing. It was really awesome. So, and I think the Christmas music, those classic Christmas songs really lent themselves to that kind of thing. So I'm really proud of the album. I particularly love this record. I think I can say how beautiful it is because it's not songs that I wrote. I mean, I wrote 2 songs, but they're just amazing songs, you know, the classic Christmas songs. We all need a place to There were a couple of songs we did that I wouldn't have picked as my favorite songs. One song, which was probably, in my mind, was going to just be a bonus track, because, you have to do bonus tracks for different retailers and all, you got to have extra songs and all that. And so, I've never really loved the song Little Drummer Boy. It's never been one of my favorites, but I thought, I'll try it. And all of a sudden I thought, what if U2 recorded Little Drummer Boy? Then I would probably really like it. So I thought, I'm going to just pretend that I'm U2. And so I did it, and I had some ideas for the guitar parts that sounded like The Edge. And the next thing I knew, and there's no bridge. Little Drummer Boy is just the same verse over and over and over again. And so I wrote a bridge. I wrote this musical section that isn't part of the song originally. And now it's one of my favorite tracks on the record. I really and I started to appreciate the song in a different way. But then there are other songs that I had grew up singing, and "Oh Holy Night" is such a great song. It's such a beautiful melody. I just try to do them my own way, without reinventing them to the point where they sounded weird or crazy. I just wanted to do beautiful versions of them.